A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to class 11th Business Studies. You all know that we have already completed chapter number 2, that is forms of business organizations. And along with that, we have completed that how we have to make a company. So all the stages which are required in the formation of a company, whether that will be a private company or a public company, we have completed. So you have now understood that how a private or a public company will be formed. For example, if you want to form a private company, then definitely there is a requirement of two stages, first two stages, which was promotion and incorporation. But if you want to go for the public company, then there is requirement for two more stages. That means first two stages are common in the process of formation of whether a private company or a public company. But the next two stages, that is stage number 3 and stage number 4, that is meant only and only for the public company. And where the stage number 3 is capital subscription stage, where the company is going to raise the capital, raise the funds from the public. So before going for raising the funds from the public, the company has to go with various steps, has to fulfill various steps. Those steps are mentioned in the capital subscription stage. And then stage number 4 for the public company is the certificate of commencement of business. So once the certificate of commencement of business is received, company clearly starts the new. It starts the its own business which is required. So we have completed that chapter. Now we are starting the chapter number 3, and the chapter number 3 is private, public, and global enterprises. It is private, public, and global enterprises. You know, private, public, and global enterprises, that means here we are going to compare that what are the different forms of private enterprises that we have and what are the different forms of public enterprises that we can have. So if we talk about the private enterprises, so whatever forms of business organizations we covered in chapter number 2, whatever forms of business organizations that we have covered in chapter number 2, those were the private enterprises. Navya, can you please tell me what were those forms of business organizations which we have covered in chapter number 2 as a private enterprise?
Sir, sole proprietorship,
Okay.
Hindu undivided family business, partnership,
Yeah. Yes.
and sir, company, cooperative
Yes.
society.
Yes. So these were the 5 different forms of business organizations that have been studied by us in chapter number 2. That was sole proprietorship. Then we had cooperative society, Hindu undivided family business, partnership form of business, and joint stock company. So, but those businesses were the private enterprises. Those businesses were the private enterprises. Private enterprises means those were the private businesses, or we can simply say that these businesses were the private enterprises. But the question arises, what about the global enterprises? Do we have any business with us which is absolutely working as a public enterprise, which means which is under the control of government? So we are going to study that if a private person wants to start the business, he can start the sole proprietorship, he can go for partnership form of business, he can go for cooperative society, otherwise HUF or joint stock company, right? But what about the public enterprises? Public enterprises means if government wants to start the business, then what are the alternatives available to the government that can be used in starting up of the business? So we are just going to make a comparison and going to think over it that how government can start the public enterprises. All right. So let us see that what were the private enterprises that can be seen in the organization that one can start with. private enterprises. Let's see that what are the private enterprises. And of course, in relation to this, we will be studying that what are the global enterprises or public, I would say public enterprises. Public enterprises. So one by one, we are just going to study. Better, you all have already studied the private enterprises in the last chapter. Private enterprises means how can a person start its business? What are the different forms of business which are available to him, which he can start? So definitely, one way we have already studied that what are the private enterprises that a business can start with, right? For example, if I say a business can of course start with the sole proprietorship or sole ownership. Then he can start as a partnership that we have already studied in chapter number 2, or he can go for Hindu undivided family business. But that can be made possible if more than one generation is there at least, and they are having some ancestral property with themselves, and they are going to perform the business together in a family under the Hindu Succession Act, right? And fourth one was which we have studied, cooperative societies. Cooperative society. Cooperative society is of course that business where people are coming together, pulling up their resources uh, by the members of that cooperative society, and they are performing the work for sorry they are performing the work for themselves only. So that is the cooperative society. And the fifth form of business that we have studied that one can start as a private enterprise is joint stock company. Joint stock company. So, beta, we have already studied that private enterprises are those enterprises which can be started by an individual, जिसको एक individual person start कर सकता है. And of course, they can be started by an individual as well as these enterprises are basically those enterprises which are ultimately having complete private control of an individual only. But now let's see what are the different forms of public enterprises which are available, which government can start if government wants. The answer sunna beta. The first is departmental undertakings. Departmental undertakings. The first form of business which government can start is the departmental undertakings. I will just, we will just study each one of them in detail. So the first would be the departmental undertakings. The second is statutory. Statutory means you already know. Who will tell me the name of meaning of statutory? I have already explained it in previous topics. Yes, that is of course legal, which means which is created by law. So statutory corporation. And third we have government company. Government company. Which means if government want to start any undertaking under themselves, under the ownership of themselves, they can go with these three different forms of enterprises available to them. They can either start with working as a departmental undertaking, they can either go with the statutory corporation, or they can go with the government company. Nishika, Sneha Jain, Anish Negi, Harsh Avasti, Gungun, switch on your cameras right now. Disha Bajaj, Vanshika Bakshi, Ishant Verma, Nitish. Switch on your cameras right now, I said. So now let me tell you that what are the three different forms of public enterprises that can be started. See, when I talk about the public enterprises, the first is departmental undertakings. The first is departmental undertakings. See, in the form of departmental undertakings, government is already having its work. पता है कौन सा work in the form of departmental undertaking? Government have Indian Railways. Yes. But Indian Railways, which we talk about, is ultimately the example of departmental undertakings, where the government has started this Indian Railways with its own technique, with its own capital, and government is going to control. The government is going to control the Indian Railways, as per its information only, or as per its guidelines only. There is a separate department that have been made by the government, and that separate department, which is termed as a railway department, that is working for the Indian Railways. That is working for the Indian Railways. वो Indian Railways के लिए पूरा काम कर रहा है, and that department is controlled by the government only. Indian Railways has to tell government that what have been their revenue during the year, how much have been their cost during the year. यानी कि Indian Railways, or I would say departmental undertaking, has to tell each and everything, to whom? It has to tell each and everything to government, which means they have to be responsible for the entire work they are doing, and they have to, of course, they are accountable to the government for that. The second form of public enterprise that government have is in the form of course, statutory corporation, right? I give you the example in this statutory corporation. Its example is a very common example which you already know. Let's talk about LIC, Life Insurance Corporation. LIC, it is under the control of government, and it is the statutory corporation, a public enterprise of the government only, where the government has started the LIC with a special act of parliament, where before starting this public enterprise, this statutory corporation, this LIC, the government has passed a special act in the parliament that we are going to start one corporation under our head as a public enterprise. But before passing it out, before making it out, we are passing a special act for that corporation, which means when the LIC is formed, all the regulations which will be imposed on the LIC, or all the things which will be imposed on the LIC, would be worked as the statutory corporation, which means whatever have been written in LIC special act, the LIC has to work according to that special act only, which have been passed in the government, in the parliament. That is, of course, the second form of public enterprise which the government can start, and that is statutory corporation, which means before starting the statutory corporation, we have to get the special act passed in the parliament. If the act is not passed in the parliament because of any such reason, if because of any reason such act is not passed in parliament, do you think that statutory corporation will be created in that way also? Do you think that statutory corporation will be created? It will not be created. Because when the act is not passed, of course, that means there are some problems in the act. The act needs to get revised. So till the time the act would not be revised again and it would be passed in the parliament, the statutory corporation cannot be created. Got my point? How will you identify whether a particular public enterprise is departmental undertaking or it is a statutory corporation. Mark my words. To make distinguish between the departmental undertaking and statutory corporation, bete. Mark my words. If you want to go for departmental undertaking, you want to identify that whether the particular point is departmental undertaking, form of public enterprise. You have to see to it that that form of public enterprise, that is departmental undertaking, that will be under the departmental head formed by the government. Which means in any question, in any case study, if you mark this line that there is a separate department, there is a separate department for that particular public enterprise, it will be a departmental undertaking. And what will be the work of that department, which have been specially formed by the government? That department will see to each and every work. That department will see to each and every work of that departmental undertaking. It will see to each and every work of that departmental undertaking. It will be accountable to the government in case if government is going to ask for any particular work, for any particular information that how you have performed this task, the departmental undertaking would be held responsible for that. That means the department which have been made for that departmental undertaking has to take all these steps and has to inform everything to the government, because that will become accountable to the government. Got my point? Then how will you identify that whether particular form of public enterprise is a statutory corporation? But for that, you need to see that statutory corporation will always be formed by the, passing a special act in the parliament. If particular enterprise have been formed just after passing the special act in the parliament, which means after making it a particular law, then only we will say that it is a statutory corporation like LIC. Now, why that law has been passed? Why that special act of parliament has been passed before going for the statutory corporation? Because that law is going to define each and every, it is going to define the power and duties and responsibilities which are mandatory for that statutory corporation. That means if that statutory corporation has to work, it will definitely be working as per that law which have been framed. The law is ultimately going to help that statutory corporation in case of any need, because that statutory corporation has to strictly work as per that law only. Got my point? Now, the third and last form of public enterprise that a government can start. This is the third and the last form of public enterprise that a government can start is the government company. I give you some examples of government company. That is SAIL, BHEL. Sir, kya SAIL, BHEL kar rahe ho aap? SAIL is the government company whose full form is Steel Authority of India Limited. Please write down. The SAIL is the government company whose full form is Steel Authority of India Limited. Oh, sir, please tell us the full form of BHEL also, because we know only one BHEL, that is Bhel Puri. But what is this BHEL? Please tell us. So I tell you what is the full form of this BHEL. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. Note down. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. This is the second name of government company. Okay. So see, SAIL and BHEL and even so many other government companies are there like BSNL, MTNL, and so many other companies are also there, which are the government companies. But how you will see that the particular company is a government company? How will you identify? Abhi, we have already known that how we are going to identify about the departmental undertaking. Ayush, please tell how we are going to identify the departmental undertaking. That particular form of business for public enterprise is the departmental undertaking.
There will be a separate department like railway department for Indian Railways. The department will be accountable for all the things the government will ask for Indian Railways. And for statutory corporation, a special law has to pass in the parliament to form statutory corporation.
Yes, that means we have already known that we have already understood that for statutory corporation and departmental undertaking, there is a point which can just keep in our mind to make it understand, to make it identified that that particular public enterprise is the departmental undertaking and the other particular enterprise is the statutory corporation. That we have understood. But how will you identify that a particular form of public enterprise is a government company? But uska bhi ek identification hai. It has an identification also. And its identification is that for the government company, there would be at least 50% investment. There would be at least 50%, not 50%, 51% investment, that is majority investment in that company to be done by the government. Either by that is the state government, or by that is the local government, or in fact by the central government. That means at least if in any company, if government has invested 51% and more investment, if government has purchased the shares in that company with more than 51%, then of course the majority in the hands of government. The majority is in the hands of government. Then who is controlling that? Who will be controlling that company? Government will be controlling that company. Majority aa gayi, so definitely all majority decisions would be taken up by the government only. There is no need for any other investor to take the decisions because majority would always be in the hands of government. That company would be known as a government. That company in which government has invested at least more than 51% or more than 51% of shares, it has purchased the shares of that company, it has invested in that company, it would be known as a government company. Got my point? Can you make a guess that out of these three different forms of public enterprises, which will enjoy more freedom? Vidwan, I hope you are concentrating here only in the class. Vidwan Kapoor. Can you tell me, everyone, that out of these three different forms of public enterprises, which one of them would enjoy more freedom or more autonomy in its operations? Which means government where government is going to interfere less and more freedom will be enjoyed by that public enterprises. What do you think? I got one answer from, okay, many are giving now answers, but I got only one correct till now. But of course, out of the features and their formation, we can make a guess that government company will enjoy more freedom and more autonomy from the government side. Because departmental undertaking is complete control of government. Statutory corporation, a law has been passed, so it has to work according to law only. But government company can enjoy more freedom as compared to departmental undertaking and statutory corporation. Clear? So these are the three different forms of public enterprises that can be formed in formed by the government. Simple. Now, but there are some other topics also in this chapter which are there in your book, but which have been deleted from the syllabus this year. So I'm just writing down all those topics which have been deleted because they are there in your book. So don't get confused that you have to do it. There is no need to do those topics. The topics which are deleted now, which are not to be covered from this chapter. Why I'm explaining you this? Because these are present in your current book also. But that doesn't mean that you have to learn those topics also. There is a requirement to be done for only those topics which are there in the syllabus. So the topics which have been deleted now, you don't have to cover, but they are present in your book. Market, multinational companies. Multinational companies, or even which is available with the other name, global enterprises. Secondly, public private partnerships. Public private partnerships. Then joint venture. Joint venture. So these topics, multinational companies or global enterprises, then public private partnerships, even which we call PPP. It is also known as PPP. And then joint venture. These three topics are not to be covered from this chapter. Only and only we have to cover up these three topics: statutory corporation, departmental undertakings, and government company. Only these three topics are to be covered in the public enterprise and in this chapter. Otherwise, no other topic will be covered in the chapter number 3. All right.